break there from being annoyed by Disney's Snow White, but it was to be expected that as soon as this first trailer drops, as soon as the new interviews, tweets and leaks appear, another backlash will be triggered. We all remember when Disney introduced the project for the first time, patting themselves on the back for being extra diverse, extra inclusive by casting a Latina actress. That came, of course, after a series of this type of castings in Disney remakes, so people's reaction was negative, to say the least. There were so many controversies surrounding the movie, sparked by Rachel Zegler, aka the new Snow White herself. She was the one crapping all over the plot of the movie, introducing it to us as some kind of woke monstrosity. Wokestrosity.
But I saw the logo and I went, that's my name, Snow White's up there, and I cried my eyes out.
We remember how dwarves from the original animated film have been replaced by magic creatures of all races and genders. And when people protested this stupidity, dwarves came back as an afterthought, CGI, weird-looking, nightmare-inducing beings. We see them in the new Snow White trailer released recently, and it is bad. And the recent articles report that Disney parks might be dropping 7 Dwarfs characters altogether from their theme park celebrations. We all remember the past interviews where Rachel claimed that it's the original cartoon that was scary, old school, the prince was essentially a stalker, and Snow White herself was some oppressed little weak girl who counted on the prince to save her. Because she is just so weak and incapable of doing anything herself. Bunch of BS, of course. I broke it all down for you guys in this Blast from the Past episode, so check it out. Anyway, she claimed the new live-action version of Snow White will not have a love story and will make Snow White a badass. Because we are modern. We are progressive, ladies. We do not need men.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is...
She's not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Snow White needs to be a badass bichacha and kick some butt. Honestly, they might have as well made her into a non-binary pronouns confused creature in a neon yellow dress at this point. Or just color her hair blue. Mega feminist Snow White. Snow blue. I can't stop today. Oh, she is a feminist, guys. There are some modern updates to the old scenes that did not escape the watchful eye of the internet detectives. And when it comes to Rachel Zegler herself, you will come to find out in this episode of Daily Freddo that she is still unapologetically self-absorbed. She still can't read the room, tries to apply all the PR training onto her new interviews, so we will do a little comparing of what she used to say about the movie versus how she speaks about it now. And finally, she gets political and spikes rumors of having offended Gal Gadot. So only by looking at Snow White's trailer, we can determine what people think about this disaster in the making. 78,000 likes versus million dislikes. Million. And I'll tell you, the dislikes have nothing to do with how the movie looks like, what it sounds like. I'm 90% sure that kids that watch will love it. They will enjoy it, the animation, the magic, the singing and dancing. Disney knows how to do all that and how to capture the young audience. But for a production that spent over $200 million, for a movie that had multiple rewrites, unnecessary CGI, and took 3 years to make, the first peek at the final product was overwhelmingly underwhelming. But I gotta give it to Disney. They bravely kept the comment section under the trailer on. What an act of courage. Here are some comments on the video. Shrek has more respect for Snow White than Disney does. And this one, it's okay, Disney. You can just cancel the film. We won't be mad if you'd admit defeat. Another one, Snow White, I don't need a man. The prince, that's fine. I'm here for your stepmom. It goes on and on. Despite these harsh reactions, I believe kids will watch it. Kids will accept Rachel as Snow White, and many of them will love the movie. That's why the settled messaging that has been stitched into the new plot is so disturbing to me. It's always like that with kids' movies. So we all remember the Whistle While You Work song from the original cartoon. We all remember the scene. Someone compared it with a scene from a new movie. I guess it was leaked or something. Have a look and spot a little difference.
Now you wash the dishes.
Now you wash the dishes.
You tidy up the room.
You tidy up the room.
You clean the fireplace.
You clean those cobwebs.
And I'll use the broom.
And he'll use the broom.
That gives us 40 minutes to get the fuck out of Dodge. Which, if you do what I say, when I say it, should be plenty. Take the body, stick it in the trunk. All you two fellas to do is take those cleaning products and clean the inside of the car. I'm talking fast. You need to go in the back seat. Scoop up all those little pieces of brain and skull. Get it out of there. Wipe down the upholstery. Now, when it comes to upholstery, it don't need to be spick and span. You don't need to eat off it. Just give it a good once-over. What you need to take care of are the really messy parts. I'm not here to say please. I'm here to tell you what to do.
Yep, modern Snow White is a CEO in the making, guys. She does not do the dirty work herself. She essentially breaks into the dwarfs' house and gets their asses to work.
Get your fucking ass up and work.
I know it's a tiny detail, but it really speaks volumes on how much they changed Snow White's character. I found this moving comment about the whole thing. It's a shame for many reasons, but here is a big one. The original was charming because the dwarves had never been cared for. They were shocked by Snow White because nobody had ever cared for them before. It took some adjustment, but they quickly came to love Snow White because decent men love and appreciate being cared for by women. And the dwarves were decent men, partially why they went after the witch. They understood the value of what she had taken from them, something immaterial and irreplaceable. It wasn't just cooking and cleaning, it was love and care and something worth fighting for. Yeah, so we get these glimpses of the story and characters every once in a while, and it just gets worse and worse. Someone else said, sorry, you had work in a mine all day, but you need to clean and cook too while you lavish me with praise for doing nothing. Modern feminism in a nutshell. And this one, the mirror is drunk. Well, Rachel Zegler doesn't think so, guys. Rachel agrees with the mirror. As per her recent Instagram post, she published pictures from D23 captioning the post with the fairest, by the way. Girl, read the room. I know that she might have meant simply, I'm the Snow White and I'm proud, or whatever her PR team advised her to do. But seriously, you know you have the internet's target on you. Chill out. There was only one way people could have interpreted it, that you are full of yourself. And it's so annoying to see this caption, and I will tell you why. Agree with me or not. This girl took some online attacks, okay? People called her ugly, people called her mean, stupid, arrogant. Think of a word and apply. It was always annoying to me that the internet hate focused on her looks rather than the words coming out of her mouth. She's obviously beautiful, so just give it a rest. And a great defense and damage control for Rachel Zegler would be to stay away from focusing on her looks, to make people pay attention to something more important. She had a chance to show us how humble she is, how smart, talented, anything but beautiful. Something we can already see. And then you go and post this caption, the fairest, by the way, makes this next video I'm about to show you seem really fake.
My brain of what surgery and how much surgery do I have to get for people to finally stop calling me ugly on the internet? How mean people get when like pictures of me surface on the internet. When I do public appearances, I get very anxious. I think a lot of people are very mean whenever I do public appearances. I had an anxiety attack on the plane ride here because I was just kind of, remembering how the first half of my last year was very hard, and that was spent in Europe as well.
When I saw this clip first time, I took a minute to reflect. I felt bad for her because honestly, it must really suck. I get my share of hate on the channel, and even at the worst of it, I can't even begin to compare it with Rachel's, obviously. It's a tiny microscopic fraction of it. But then I remembered a couple of things. First of all, when someone calls me ugly, it does nothing, literally nothing. I find this type of comments so insignificant, so unimportant. There were people writing that I look like a man or that I'm jealous of someone else's beauty. I mean, this is just silly. Now, if someone said I'm dumb and would successfully prove it to me, I'd care about that. Anyway, I digress. Rachel supposedly got all this hate for her looks. It drove her into considering plastic surgery and gave her anxiety. So instead of diverting the attention away from her looks, she literally states in this one sentence on her Instagram that looks are in fact something she pays attention to, and we should too. She stirs the pot again, basically for nothing. However, people are insinuating that this caption wasn't just a vanity moment for Rachel. It was a dig at Gal Gadot. And you can see some signs of it in the comments under this Instagram post. For example, this one. The fairest is Gal. And then someone answers, yeah, the raging Zionist is the fairest. Yes, so now let me explain the most recent controversy. Rachel tweeted, "I love you all so much. Thank you for the love and for 120 million views on our trailer in just 24 hours. What a whirlwind. I am in the thick of rehearsals for Romeo and Juliet, so I'm gonna get out of here. Bye for now. And always remember, free Palestine." I get that everyone's got their own political views, and that's fine. But when you start mixing those views with the project you're working on, especially one as high profile as a Disney movie, you're just asking for trouble. And you're like ruining another movie, by the way. Rachel already got Disney into hot water. I think it's enough. But you've got people who are upset with Rachel Zegler because of the stuff she said. Then on top of that, you've got folks who are pro-Israel who aren't thrilled with her recent comments. And to make things even more complicated, there is a whole other group pushing for a boycott of the movie because Gal Gadot is in it. Not because she said anything about the film, but just because of who she is and her background. The BDS movement is calling for a boycott of Snow White just because she's involved, and Rachel's comments are only adding fuel to the fire because it's being read as endorsing the boycott of the movie because Gal Gadot, aka the Zionist, is in it. It's quite a brilliant move from Rachel to win fans over. Scream Free Palestine and you will get all anti-Israel crowd on your side, regardless how bad your reputation is at the moment. But we have to remember, a political sword has two sharp ends, and that other sharp end in this situation is your Israeli co-star, okay? That's why Disney and everyone who works there, repeat after me, we don't make movies to make political statements. We don't encourage our actors to get involved in global conflicts while literally tweeting about the movie they are working on right now. Let us just freaking enjoy some colorful animations, some magic, some music, some beauty. Let us forget. We do not want a progressive, radical feminist Snow White. We do not want Rachel Zegler to use Palestine genocide to score some points on Twitter. We do not want the boycott of Gal Gadot just because of her nationality. We don't want magical creatures of all genders. We don't want race or gender swaps just to tick diversity and inclusivity boxes. We don't need any of this controversy surrounding a kids movie. Can't believe I have to say it, freaking kids movie. I can't say though that Rachel is as clueless as when the first interviews with her promoting Snow White came out. Here is a little reminder for you all.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
And this is how her and Gal speak about Snow White now.
I mean, it's been under wraps for so long, so it's really exciting to get to share any kind of look with an audience that cares so much. It's been really, really amazing.
It's incredible. Like Rachel said, I can't wait for everybody to see the movie. It's classic and beautiful and inventive. It's just magical.
As a diehard Disney fan myself, I feel like I see every release an opening weekend. It's like getting to show it to your best friends in a way that you're just like, you won't believe what we did. And so it's been really, really amazing to get to hear their live reactions too. It's just such an instant gratification that what we made is cared about so much, and that's a really wonderful thing.
I'm always grateful, and I have to pinch myself for the love and the appreciation and the respect that we get from our incredible audience. So yes, I'm very, very lucky, grateful, and privileged for all this love.
Am I reading too much into this, or there is tension between those two? It seems very stiff and awkward. They don't look at each other. Is it because they don't want to fuck up and say something wrong again and piss off their boss? Or is it the political divide seeping into their co-stars' relationship? These fake forced smiles, I just can't. Anyway, you can hear there is a massive difference in how they spoke about the movie on this year's D23 Expo. Nobody bashed the story, nobody took a jab on the male co-star, nobody released the feminist energy into the air. It was polite and reserved, both on their best behavior. But even this PR training, this damage control didn't help really. Even Disney knows it. Here is the recent headline. Snow White, backlash pulls characters from Disney Park. If there is one upcoming Disney project that most fans dread, it's the remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, starring Rachel Zegler. While the production has been in hot water for practically years now, Disney is starting to take precautions against fan backlash outside the theater. Zegler herself has not made any friends during production, nor has she swayed any goodwill from Disney's loyal fan base. However, the Disney parks might also be preparing for any form of fan retaliation by changing things at the Walt Disney World Resort as well. Meeting the characters at the Disney parks is a time-honored tradition that has been part of the whole Disney package since Walt's day, and rarely do the Imagineers change the characters. Imagineers, I didn't know they are called this way. So rarely Imagineers change the characters unless absolutely necessary. After a recent announcement surrounding Mickey's not-so-scary Halloween party, it seems like not even the original animated classic is safe. As pointed out by Disney with Jen, Grumpy, Happy, Bashful, Sleepy, Sneezy, Dopey and Doc will not be at Disney World's Halloween celebration as they have been in the past, replaced by Donald, Goofy, Daisy and Minnie in new Halloween attire. While this could be excused by Disney just changing things up, the scandal surrounding Snow White is just too obvious to ignore. Here is a short clip showing how the celebration looks like now, and evidently dwarf characters were removed.
A new character meet and greet has come to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party this year. The Pete's Silly Sideshow tent last year featured a group photo opportunity with the 7 dwarfs, but this year for the Halloween party, it's been replaced with a group photo with Goofy, Minnie, Daisy, and Donald Duck.
To be honest, they can bring back the dwarfs, they can PR train the whole cast. At this point, Disney is doomed. Snow White live-action movie is doomed. They've got people who hate Rachel Zegler and won't see the movie because of that. And then there are those who can't stand Israel or Gal Gadot and are now boycotting the movie just because she's in it. But honestly, the biggest issue might be that most people just think the movie looks terrible, regardless of all the political drama. Most of the money that the movie will make will come from hate watching, I think. That's just the truth. Weird, weird. But as usual, I want to know what you guys think. Did you like the new Snow White trailer? Do you think Rachel Zegler should just stay away from commenting on politics or Disney? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications to never miss another Daily Freddo episode. And for even more content, follow me on Instagram at Daily Freddo. That's all for today. Have a good one.
And I saw myself on screen and I just wanted to throw up. I was so happy about it.